Hi and welcome to P226's channel. This is going to be my review on the Sig P6 or P225, depending on what you want to call it. This is a subcompact, well I guess not subcompact, it's a compact pistol designed for German police forces in the 80s. It's one of 3 guns that won police contracts at that same time to replace the Walther P38 and PP and PPK as the service sidearms for Germany's police forces. The other 2 entries were the HK P7 and the Walther P8, or is it P5? Is it Walther P5? I'm sorry. I don't know that much about the Walther, I'm not going to talk about it, but the HK P7 is also known as the Squeeze Cocker, or the P7M8 or P7M13. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, on to philosophy. This gun, in my opinion, kind of has a unique philosophy behind it, and that's a budget gun, because these guns are still made by Sig Sauer, but they're imported as surplus by Century International Arms. I'm sorry, yeah, there you go. But I don't think if I can get that to show up. But because they're imported by Century, they are extremely cheap. Like in the neighborhood of $300 or $400, which is the same neighborhood as like a Ruger. What do they call that thing? Sorry, I'm having a senior moment, which is kind of scary considering I'm in my 20s. Anyway, the Ruger full-size pistol, whatever it is, I don't really give a crap because I don't like Ruger handguns. That's a whole other conversation, though. But for the same price as one of those, you can get a Sig. And that's a huge POU in my mind. Is, you know, you're short on money, but you want this type of gun. The only downside to this over other SIGs is that it's a little older, doesn't have some of the newer features, and is a single stack magazine, which I don't know if it's a downside. I would rather have a double stack mag, but it's not necessary. The other philosophy of use could be concealed carry. This is a very concealable gun. It compares very favorably with the 228 and 229. This is a 228, this is a 225. Virtually identical size-wise, except the P225 is a little slimmer and just a little bit shorter. Sorry if I can get the line up right. It's not by much, but it is in fact shorter. They're virtually identical though, and my current way of thinking on concealed carry is leaning more towards guns of these sizes, the full size to compact. I'm going to be giving another one a try here in a little bit to see, you know, if I'm right or wrong, but I don't know. At this point it seems to me that's as easy to conceal a full-size Sig as it is to conceal a Kel-Tec PF9 if you wear the right belt and holster. That's just the way I see it. I know a lot of people love their little mouse guns, but this makes a great concealed carry gun. So it could even be like a 1-gun budget option. You know, you want something for concealed carry and home defense, and you don't want to buy more than 1 gun. This gun will outlive you. I can confidently say that. This gun right here is from January of 1983. That's 7 years older than I am. And you can tell by the smiles on the barrel of this gun, this has been shot thousands of times. I'd say just by the look of the barrel, somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 or 4,000. But it's kind of hard to tell because they swap parts out of armories and crap like that as to exactly how much the gun's been shot. But a brand new Sig has, sorry if I can get clear up, has significantly less smiles. This gun has been fired all of 50 times in its entire life. I bought it unfired and I put 50 rounds through it because I don't own guns I don't shoot. And you know, you can see even a few thousand rounds down the road, this gun will just keep on running and running and running and running. You cannot destroy a Sig. There are a lot of people out there who claim, you know, frame failures around the 7,000 round mark. I call bullshit on that myself, because this gun has pretty damn close to like 5,000 or 6,000 rounds through it. It doesn't look like it because I take care of it, and it's had a couple of barrels, but believe it or not, that's had an ass load of rounds put through it, and it's never had an issue. It's a primary training gun for me, and I shoot the piss out of it. It's not uncommon for me to take that to the range and put 1,000 rounds through it over a course of like a weekend. Especially if you consider the fact that that's center fire, and I have a .22 caliber conversion kit for that gun, and if you add in the rim fire, it's been fired thousands upon thousands upon thousands of times, probably closer to 25 or 26,000. But rimfire won't do as much damage to the frame, supposedly, if there is any damage to be done. I guess my point is that you will probably never shoot this gun to the point of failure. And if you take care of it, I'm just talking about like cleaning it out, light lube, maintenance, replacing springs, I would think this gun would last all the way through your lifetime, all the way through your child's lifetime, and probably well into your great or great-great-grandchild's lifetime. It is a gun capable of generational wear. This Sig right here is actually a perfect testament to that, considering it's almost 30 years old. I mean, and it still shoots. I mean, I've shot it about 400 times now, something like that, 400 rounds. It's not a primary gun. I just took it out a few times and dumped a couple hundred rounds through it. I bought it more as a collector piece, or maybe a concealed carry gun, than like a training type gun. It's kind of like this one is a collector piece. They're discontinued SIGs. Which brings us into our next POU, which is collecting. SIGs, yeah, to me at least, are highly collectible. That's debatable in the rest of the world. Both of these guns are West German, and to me that means a lot, but to a lot of people it doesn't mean shit. They're kind of like modern pocket knives. You can have a huge collection of them and feel good about yourself, but convincing anyone else of their value may be a problem. So I would say they're highly collectible in the same way that everything else you own is collectible. Track record. 3 letters. SIG. Spells out its whole track record. SIGs are known for their reliability, quality, and tenacity at everything. I mean, we already discussed this a lot in POU, so I'm not going to just keep dragging on and on about it here, because you've already heard about it. They have a very good track record. Caliber. It's 9mm. It says 9x19 on the barrel, so I would assume that it's probably a NATO chambered gun. So most SIGs in 9mm are NATO chambered, meaning they can handle plus P ammunition. NATO 9mm is like a little hotter than plus P, almost a plus P plus. And I've shot 9mm NATO through most of these SIGs I've shown you in front of the camera now, and they do just fine. I like the fact it's in 9mm because it's cheap to shoot. It's plenty effective, and I don't see any reason to upgrade. Magazine. This is a drawback. This is a big drawback, actually. When these, we already showed you it's single stack, which is a drawback in and of itself, but the other drawback is the cost of these things. Right now, the cheapest I could find them was $65. Apparently they're getting scarce, and that's for Sig factory mags. I wouldn't buy a Pro mag. If you can find a Metgar, you can probably get one a little cheaper, but I couldn't find any. It's a very high quality magazine. It's worth every penny. And honestly, this isn't going to be a gun you're going to buy 20 mags for. It's one you're going to buy like 2. Because it's kind of a concealed carry gun. Unless you buy this as a primary, to save money. And then I would still only maybe buy 5 mags total. I mean, but yet again, then you're running into the territory of the cost of a Glock. Okay, you can get a Glock for about $500. Comes with 3 magazines. You buy 2 more for $25 each at a gun show. Kind of hard to argue with. You're $550 into it, whereas you buy this gun for like $350, and then buy 4 extra magazines for $240. You're at $590 or to $550, maybe $570. I'd call that a wash. Glock is really hard to argue with in the budget gun category. If you're just gonna buy the gun and it already comes with like 2 mags, so you might have to buy 1 more mag, it's a hell of a bargain. Okay, because then you're less than $400 in the whole thing, or right at $400. So yet again, consider magazines when you buy guns. If you don't, you're being kind of an idiot. It's one of the great things about most SIGs, at least like the 226 and the 228 I already showed you, is Metgar mags are about $25 each at a gun show, which is the same price as a Glock. Okay, and yet again, I'm quoting gun show weekend deal prices. If you go online, you're going to have to pay more. Pretty much the cheapest place I found to order magazines from is Big State Distributors, and I found them at a gun show. They're one of the guys that deal out there, and they sell the magazines online for the same price as they do at the gun shows. It's just like 10 or 12 bucks shipping on top of whatever your price is. To me, that's pretty decent. It's a very good deal. Accuracy. This gun is as accurate as any other SIG. SIGs are also known for their accuracy. Size and weight. I would call it a draw, personally, with the 228. But the 228 is a lot more money, so basically you have to take that into consideration whenever you're talking about these guns. There's about $350 price difference between the two. And the only difference really is that one has half the rounds of the other. Ergonomics. SIG ergonomics are excellent. Materials used, it's the standard aluminum frame, sheet steel upper of all the older SIGs. Durability and reliability, yet again the answer is 3 letters, SIG. Very durable, very reliable. Variations, there's 2 variations of this. One does go for more money than the other, and that's the one branded as P225. You'll see a lot of them branded P226, sorry, P6. I have that number stuck in my brain because that's the police surplus gun. The non-surplus guns are P225s. Those were imported in the early 90s, and they go for about the same price as the P228. Maybe a little bit less, but not by much. Most of those have night sights as well. So you are paying more money, but you're getting a little more at the same time, and they're usually in a lot better shape. Those are the two major variations. Accessories. There are a lot of surplus Swiss and German holsters for this gun. Flip it over. Again, I don't know why I keep doing that, except maybe show you the different sides. These holsters can be had for about 20 bucks. Numeric gun parts, you Google that. Their websites like gunpartscore.com. They always have a pretty healthy stock of those holsters. If you're looking for like a duty type holster for it, there you go, $20. They also have mags, mag pouches, and all the other stuff I've already talked about. Compatibility with your systems. If you have a lot of other 9mm and you just want to collect SIGs, I'd say it's very compatible because you're going to have the same triggers on all your other guns. And it's just kind of a cheap backup type thing to throw in like a WRL type situation. Magazines not going to be compatible with anything. Parts aren't going to be compatible with anything else. All the SIG models pretty much have different parts. Some of the P228, P226, P229 parts are interchangeable, but on all the rest of their guns, no, not really. Value, we've pretty much talked about through the whole thing. 350 bucks. It's a great price for a SIG. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and don't forget to thumbs up the video.